Aaron and Melissa here for True Stream Media. Just the other day, we put up a video about a cell phone tower immediately on the grounds of a very large elementary school in Dallas, right there on the basketball court and immediately next to the playground where young children play day in and day out, spend a lot of their time. Of course, it reaches into the building as well. What is it doing there when there's known health risks, documented scientific studies showing that EMF radiation can cause cancer, disruptions with growth hormones, and everything else under the sun?
Sterility. Absolutely. They've even done new studies now out of Germany that the new 4G towers put out even more frequency than the old towers. So they have even more potential dangers. And after putting this story up, people started sending us emails, leaving comments. This is everywhere. They are doing this on school property, on school buildings. Check this out. They're putting up 100-foot stealth towers right over the football fields at high schools. This one was sent to us. This is the back of an elementary school where they put it right on the building. This is an elementary school in Utah. Here's the playground. This one, I can at least say, at least they tried to put it back away from the playground. It's not directly on it, but look, they put
a
fake tree here on the back of the school property. And why is this on school property? I mean, at least it's that far away from the playground this time, but it's right there. Why does it have to be right there? They couldn't find any other place to put this.
And whether they are disguised as a tree or something else, or they're just there, they blend in because people think of them as innocuous. They don't pay attention to them anyway.
I mean, this guy sent us the Hancock Place School District Early Childhood Center. He said, you think your Dallas, Texas elementary school is bad? Check out the Early Childhood Center. Look at this. This is the playground where the kids play. And here's the giant tower that's overlooking where they play. I mean, these are 3 and 4 year olds. Here's another one right here on the parking lot. This particular school is putting them right on top of the building. Can you see that? Just right there on top of the building itself, right next to the right next to this classrooms. And apparently this school made so much money off doing it, they were able to afford this new playground here. So, but all of the schools in that district have them right on the building. See that? Right there, right here on the gym, right on the building. I mean, they're everywhere. They're all over all of these schools. And how are they allowed, again, to do this? I get that the school gets to make money off of it, but there are, again, no long-term studies showing any of this is safe. And in fact, they've done studies now to show that 1 in 10 of these towers is out of compliance for how much radio frequency it's actually putting out. Film for the People also brought this link to our attention in the comment section of the last video because apparently they've already found that even though antennas are up at more than 300,000 locations, rooftops, parks, stadiums, it's nearly double the number of antennas there were 10 years ago. 1 in 10 of these sites is violating the rules on the amount of radio frequency radiation that's coming out of there, and they're not protecting people. More than 5,000 sites, 1 in 10 of those sites had excessive radiation. He says it's like having a speed limit and no police. And he says that he was going through Echo Park Canyon. He saw some lawn chairs that were painted to match a fence near a T-Mobile tower, and the emissions were well above the safety limits, and he had to write the company, and then they put up a sign and roped it off. But how many places are they not doing that? Okay, it says it's generally 20 feet in front of an antenna. Clearly in the last video we did, you saw the antenna was right on the basketball court, and the kids are playing right next to it, not 20 feet away. It's right there. Do you really think 20 feet's even safe enough? But when you get down here to the bottom, an FCC guideline was written after the rules were adopted that shows relatively low levels of RF radiation can cause certain changes in the immune system, neurological effects, behavioral effects, and other health issues, including cancer. Results today have been inconclusive, however, which is why they just keep saying it needs to be studied further. And again, that shouldn't be the case. It should have already been studied further before there were 300,000 towers up all over the country and more going in every day. And what I also noticed in doing research into this is that for some reason last year especially was just a huge boom in all of these mega telecommunication companies wanting to put these specifically on schools, many times on elementary and middle schools. And just the number of articles about schools and parents trying to fight this going up in 2014 was just too many to show you guys. I mean, it's all over the place. Schools just keep doing it because they're making money, but there's nothing to suggest what is it behind this push. Why are they putting them on schools, on school property, on school playgrounds, on school roofs? Why do they have to be there and not somewhere else?
And it seems to be a deliberate push. And, of course, the new age is here. Computers are more and more being used in the classroom. In many cases, they issue them to each student. Mobile devices are used now for homework and assignments. But that is not a good enough reason to put a dangerous EMF radiation-emitting device so close, in such close proximity to children who are growing, who are developing, whose minds are shaping, and who are physically vulnerable to the effects of this device. Adults are too, but this has become such a commonplace part of our life so quickly that no one has apparently stopped to think about the potential dangers, except in places like Belgium, where they've banned small children from using cell phones. And the few school districts where parents spoke out enough to say, hold on, put the brakes on, no towers on our campus.
So now it's not just that there are cell phone towers all over these campuses. Now we have to go ask why.
We're in an invisible modern-day concentration camp, and we are being imprisoned with frequencies we do not see. It's like corralling your dog in an electronic fence.
Yeah, electric
you can't
fence.
See it.
Sure.
And that's exactly what's happening to all of us. They're also locating them in schools. Now, people ask, well, why in schools? Well, this is to essentially create mind control for students, because we now have the new Common Core curriculum. They're bringing in Wi-Fi. When I spoke with Barry Trower, and you'll see it in the interview on StopTheCrime.net, Wi-Fi is a known weaponized frequency. A known weaponized frequency. They're moving into all of our schools. You add that to the cell phone towers now that you're seeing on many school campuses. They're just bringing us down. This is a complete wireless takedown. And on top of all the GMOs and all of the other poisons and toxins that interact with all of these frequencies, they all interact. And it is a complete, total, and numbing down of society. In fact, in